I love you too. Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and Boss the Cat. Say hello to people in YouTube land. Or not. Anyway, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to move forward a little bit in case you just want to come down. I'm still in frame. Okay. So, first of all, right now the time is approximately 9, I'm going to say that's roughly 9:53 p.m. Eastern Time. And the date is Sunday, December 6th. Right? December 6th? Yes. 2020. You so cute. So cute, cute, cute. This is my next Pride Tarot More Than a Walkthrough video. And you know that a lot's been happening in the life and times of Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, because it seems like it's been more than 3 weeks since I've done Three of Swords. So it is the Four of Swords that we're going to be working on today, or discussing, and it is illustrated by Moomie Swan. So first, let me have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the cover of the barely intact box, because it really is falling apart. And there you have it. And there you have that. So cute. So cute. You can rest on me. It's okay. It's okay. So that's the cover of the box. That's the cover of Boss the Cat. And I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the back of the card design. That gorgeous back of the card design. Hello, you're so cute, cute, cute. Yes, yes you are. Yes you are. Yes you are. Her tail is like caught. She can wave it, make it like make a sound, you know, but okay. And this is the front of the card of the Four of Swords, and there she goes. I really dig this Four of Swords. It's probably one of the most beautiful Four of Swords cards card I've ever seen. It's really beautiful. So let me refer to the trusty guidebook now that I've put on my eyes. And I'm going to read to you what Ms. Swan wrote about the Four of Swords. Okay, and there we have Four of Swords by Moomie Swan. Moomie is spelled capital M-O-O-M-I-E. Moomie Swan. Keywords: time to rest, take a break, rest your mind, clear your head, recharge. The Four of Swords is a card of rest and recuperation. It especially addresses the need to take time to review what happened after experiencing mental strife or verbal abuse. Sleep and rest are vital for physical health and mental well-being. Yes, they are. I chose to set this card in a natural environment with the non-judgmental companionship of a dog, because these are things I seek out when I feel burnt out and emotionally exhausted. We live in a culture that values excessive work, lofty achievements, and ableist rhetoric, and sometimes it is necessary to reconnect with your body and your needs. Away from the opinions of others. Oh, Moomie Swan, you are preaching to the choir. So preaching to the choir. So I have a little bit of a story about, I forgot who it was, but recently somebody who's a new subscriber to my YouTube channel had suggested that I create another YouTube channel where I talk about my life stories and share some of my life stories regarding being a professional psychic and a witch and whatnot. And I really don't find it feasible to do that, but in honor of that individual's comment, I have been interjecting and including more of my life stories in more of my videos. I won't be able to do it all the time, but I'll do it when it's appropriate. And this time it's appropriate because I remember when I was younger than I am now, and the thought of giving readings professionally was the furthest thing from my mind. I remember a friend of mine invited me to his birthday party, and I said to him, and you know what, I'll give you a free reading. The thought of charging a fee, let alone being a professional reader, was the furthest thing from my mind. but I remember I was using the Ancient Egyptian Tarot, which is a tarot deck, and I believe it was published by, I think it was published by US Game Systems. And it's the tarot deck where the cards are treated to look like papyrus, and they all have the papyrus color. And that was the only one that I had. And at the time, when I gave somebody a reading, I would read everything that the little white booklet said. If the little white booklet had 50 words to explain the interpretation of that card, for that one card, I would read all 50 words. That's how raw and virtually non-existent my tarot skills were. But I remember I had put it in a cloth. I didn't have a silk cloth, but I had a cotton scarf that I used as a cloth, and a layout cloth. And I put the cards in, and I was so happy and all that other good stuff. And then I remember at one point I was like, and my friend, the birthday guy, was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "I didn't bring the booklet." He's like, "Is that going to be a problem?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I stopped giving, that was the night that I stopped giving readings traditionally, and I only began giving readings intuitively. And I remember that the thing that I saw with the Four of Swords was people going their separate ways. So I have had that interpretation, that intuitive interpretation for the Four of Swords card since, I think I was 22 years of age, or 20. Let's say, to make it easier on the math, I was 20 years of age. So this was in 1990. So for the last 3 decades, my intuitive interpretation for the Four of Swords card is people going their separate ways. And the crazy thing was, years later, and it wasn't even the birthday guy who received that reading, it was somebody else, and I remembered saying, "You're leaving your place of employment?" He said, "Yes." And I said, "And would it be safe to say that other people are leaving this company as well?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "So essentially people are going their separate ways?" And he said, "Yes." Now ever since then, so between 1991 and 2020, whenever I've given a reading and the Four of Swords card comes out, it tells me that the client, or somebody very close to the client, is either going to have a divorce, or they're going to be divorced, or there's going to be some kind of a separation where people are literally going their separate ways. Maybe not necessarily a divorce or a separation, but it could be people moving to another city, another state, another country, another continent, another whatever. And that's what I keep finding with the Four of Swords. If there is somebody, at the time of the reading, if somebody is having a reading with me, because this is, I don't know, I cannot speak for every other reader who uses tarot, but I can speak for myself. Every time somebody's had a reading with me, with the tarot, and the Four of Swords card comes out, it means that somebody in the client's life is not going to be in their lives too much longer. However, and in whatever form. Now, all that being said, the other interpretation of the Four of Swords, I don't get. Oh, which is a traditional interpretation for the Four of Swords. And I'm going to reread a portion of what Moomie Swan wrote, because it is a part of this. So she wrote, the Four of Swords is a card of rest and recuperation. It especially addresses the need to take time to review what happened after experiencing mental strife or verbal abuse. Now, one of the traditional meanings that I read years ago about this card, about the Four of Swords, is that it traditionally means rest and recuperation after surgery. Because if you think about it, swords, like scalpels, are finely sharpened blades that can literally cut through flesh. So sometimes, very rarely, I will look at the Four of Swords and think, are you going to have surgery, or did you just have surgery? And make sure, and if that is the case with that particular client, I feel very strongly led to recommend that he or she or they get as much rest and recuperation as possible. So this card may also for you mean that you need to rest and recuperate and recover and heal from a mental trauma, from an emotional trauma, from an unwanted major life change, etc. Now, I'm going to happily read Moomie Swan's bio, and yes, it is here. I checked. I was like, let me check now. Because, I haven't been through the entire bios yet, but let me tell you, I have a feeling there might be at least one more that's not included, but we'll see. But for now, Moomie Swan is an illustrator from Bristol, UK. She specializes in body-positive pinup art, witchy arts and crafts, and is working on creating her own queer femme tarot deck, the Sapphic Magic Tarot. By the way, I've seen some of her art prints, her tarot art prints. The Moon card is gorgeous. The High Priestess card is gorgeous. The Empress is gorgeous. The Emperor, which depicts a woman, is gorgeous. The Sun is beautiful. And the Hanging Woman, beautiful. I definitely want the Sapphic Magic Tarot. I'm not a lesbian. I know I'm not a lesbian, but the imagery is so striking and powerful and very, very witchy. So that is the tarot deck that she is creating, that she's working on. It's a queer femme-themed tarot deck, the Sapphic Magic Tarot, and who knows, I might even do a more than a walkthrough with that one too. She has a website address, she has an Etsy shop, she has an Instagram page, and all of that information will absolutely be included in the description box for this video. Oh my goddess, YouTube, thank you so much for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you for all of the beautiful likes and comments and shares regarding the Pride Tarot, a collaborative deck published by US Game Systems. And I will have you know that US Game Systems themselves have been liking every time I tweet that I have published a video featuring one of the cards in the Pride Tarot. That makes me so very happy. I don't remember if they did a retweet, but I hope they do a retweet soon. Hint, 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 US Game Systems, hint, hint. But thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, and thank you to all of you who have been scheduling your sessions. As some of you know, I am returning to Notions and Potions, and I will be giving in-person and phone and video and email readings. Oh, by the way, the video readings are Skype, WhatsApp, and Zoom from this Friday, December 11th, through to next Sunday, December 13th, 2020. And I already have the video about that. I already have the accompanying blog post about that. But I do want to let you know that I am very much excited. I am looking forward to being back at Notions and Potions in beautiful Beacon, New York, in New York State, in the Hudson Valley, Dutchess County areas of New York State. And I wish all of you many bright blessings and many magical miracles for you and for yours. And of course, stay tuned for the next video.